How y'all doing? My name is Brady Gray, and I'm with the Theta chapter at Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, here with my brothers, my charter members, Brother Danny Cage and Brother Doc Voorhees, here to give some interview questions on the awareness of prostate cancer in honor of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. All right, so the first question of the interview seminar is, can both of you please give a brief synopsis on the awareness of prostate cancer and why men should be aware of it?
Well, you want to go first?
You can go ahead. You can go ahead, Doc.
Well, you know, prostate cancer affects the black males in particular, and it's preventable, it's treatable, and we just can't shy away from it. So we need to embrace it, and there are things that we could do. So one of the things that we want to make sure happens is that we increase awareness so people can make an educated decision about what's in their best interest.
Well, there are several things that prostate cancer could cause, and the biggest drawback to prostate cancer is you may have it and don't even know it. You don't necessarily have to have those symptoms, because I know when I was diagnosed, I had no way of knowing that I had prostate cancer. I went for a routine physical and found out that it was there, and then everything else went ahead from that point. But as far as symptoms, I was carrying on doing everything day to day like normal, and had I not taken a physical, which I think is a big drawback for black men who don't go to the doctor, who refuse to go and have examinations, this is where your trouble comes. So, you know, they need to get tested, you know, whether you think you have it or not, because I was told from the numbers that, you know, every black man, if you live long enough, will have prostate cancer.
And one thing about it is it's a slow-growing disease, a cancer. So, you know, if you do what you need to do, you can catch it as early as possible, because that early detection is just so important, you know. And, you know, they were monitoring my PSA for several years. It was just going back and forth. And as it continued to get elevated, then, you know, the next thing I did was, you know, get a biopsy. And the biopsy turned out that it was cancerous. And so then we had to make some decisions about what kind of treatment we were going to get. And there's a lot of different options and things of that nature. But I would recommend everybody, you know, to get a second opinion and things of that nature and be informed of what your options are. And so you can make an informed decision.
Brother Cage, so you said that you lived life normally basically before you got your physical. So is there anything that occurred into your life before you got diagnosed that kind of gave you a sign that maybe you had prostate cancer?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I had no way of knowing, never even thought of it. Like I say, I take a physical every year because I referee and do a very active. So I would take a physical. I just went in for my normal yearly physical, and I haven't had any rise and falls in my PSA over the years. It's never happened, but I went in this time and the number came back high, and my doctor even said, he said, that's kind of high for you. Maybe that's a false reading. We'll do it again. Did it again, it came back high again. So it was for real. It was for real. Next step, like Doc said, this biopsy, and it came back cancerous. Then you have to make a decision what you want to do, which way you want to treat it. And I elected to have the prostate removed completely instead of trying to do radiation or chemo, because they couldn't guarantee me they could get it all that way.
Okay, right. So what are some of the treatment options available to someone diagnosed with prostate cancer?
Like I say, the only, I guess there were some others too. You had the choice of radiation,
okay,
and chemo, or removal of the prostate. And only reason they did removal of the prostate because it was confined to the prostate only. The cancer was in the prostate only. And the other part of the treatment is getting to a really good institution that knows what they're doing when it comes to cancer, like MD Anderson in Houston. And that's where we were. But when the doctor told me, he said, yeah, it's there. He said, and I can get it all if I remove your prostate. He said, you don't need it. I said, I sure don't need it, so you can go ahead and do what you got to do. He said, oh, well, we can do radiation or chemo, but I can't guarantee you we get it all. So I took the road, removed the prostate.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And glad I did. And the good thing about it is they were able to get it all. And so I didn't have to have chemo and all that kind of stuff afterwards, which is normally, just to make sure and things of that nature. But thankfully they got it all, and every year I have an examination to see where I am, what my PSA is, and basically you want your PSA after the removal of your prostate to be 0, and so it's 0. So they go like 5 years out to you got to make sure you keep that follow-up appointment, and so every time it turns out 0, it's like, thank you, Jesus.
I understand. And so what are, if any, lifestyle changes or diet changes someone can make to reduce the risk of prostate cancer?
And I would think certain things are just, trying to live a healthier lifestyle, in terms of eating and exercise and, things of that nature, in terms of, moderation of smoke, of drinking, or, not smoking and things like that. It's going to improve your overall health.
Okay. And what advice would you offer to men diagnosed with prostate cancer?
Get tested.
Get tested.
Yeah. Go to the doctor, have a physical. It's as simple as that. Go to the doctor, have a physical, and have them to test you for your PSA. And that's how you got to do it. You stay on top of it once a year, you're good. You're good. You're good. You floating along perfect, and all of a sudden, bam, you go and then you got a high number. You don't know where that came from. I didn't have that last time. That's what happened to me. But there it was. So, but the problem I've seen with other men that I've known that have gone away or passed away because of prostate cancer, because they didn't know they had it. And they never went to the doctor and got tested, never had those checkups. And when they do find it, it's too late.
Right.
You're in stage 4 and there's nothing they can do for you. When they get it early, they can take care of it. But when it's too late, it's hard to do.
Okay, and do you have any advice for the loved ones of men that are diagnosed with prostate cancer?
Keep loving.
Keep loving. Okay, that's beautiful. I like that.
And support that healthy lifestyle,
Right. All right. So, is there anything you would like to add or emphasize on regarding prostate cancer awareness that we haven't already discussed?
The only we probably discussed it, but just to reinforce it,
Right.
Is get a second opinion.
Get a second. Okay.
I would get a second opinion, be as informed as possible, know your options, and then you can make an informed decision. Because there's no one right way to do it. There's what's ever best for you in terms of what the options are.
Yeah, and just to add on to what Doc said, prostate cancer shouldn't be a killer of black men. It's not one of those diseases that takes the life away.
Right.
Because it can be treated, it can be controlled, but you have to know that you have it. Yeah, so you got to be aware, eager to go and see the doctor. Don't be afraid of the doctor. That's your friend. That's your friend. So you got to stay on top of it. Got to.
Okay. And what are some resources or support networks besides the doctor and just getting tested, if y'all know of it?
We keep a dialogue between all of us, and there's a number of brothers out of this chapter alone that's all prostate cancer survivors. We're not the only ones.
Right.
It's
Right.
Yeah, it's a number of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So number.
But we all talk to each other.
Right.
I have cancer. I'm talking to doc. Hey, you need to do this. Need to do that. He's got it. He's talking to Richard. Hey, you need to do this. And Richard is a doctor, so you know, and he's telling, hey, you got to do this, and everybody's staying on top of it. That's why we haven't lost anybody from prostate cancer.
Right.
They're still here because we communicate with each other, and we pass it on.
So we got what is 6 of us surviving, you know, of on the Supreme Test, you know,
Right.
and 4 of us, you know, had it.
Right.
4 of the 6, and so God is good. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Okay. So it is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So in y'all's opinion, what are ways that people can help spread awareness to prostate cancer?
That it exists and it's treatable, and don't be afraid of it, because it's not what you don't know. What you know is what you don't know that can kill you.
Okay.
I think another way to spread awareness, it needs to start at an early age. Need to get the organizations out into the schools and talking to men in general, not necessarily just black men. You can do the statistics if you want to, but men in general
Right.
need to know that they need to be taking these tests and these exams, because it will sneak up on you and you don't know it.
Right.
You don't know it. So you don't want that to happen, but they just need to get out and talk to people. Get out there and hold a forum, do, you know, whatever you can do to get it out.
Right. So what has this adversity of having prostate cancer taught y'all?
Well, the first thing is embrace your fears.
Okay.
And inaction is the worst thing that can happen. You know, that you don't do anything about it. You know, and lifestyle changes are very important. You know, what you eat and how you take care of yourself and things of that nature. You know, the quality of life, you know, you're in control. Your attitude, how you feel about it, because, you know, you can climb a mountain if you feel like you can, you know,
Right.
you tell that mountain to move.
Right.
And so it helps you overcome other adversities in life because, you know, you've slayed that dragon.
Right.
Well, the adversity has taught me, and I can remember when I was diagnosed, not once did I think that I wasn't going to beat prostate cancer. When the doctor told me in the office, okay, I got prostate cancer, so what do I need to do next? He said, you might want to get a second opinion. Okay, well, I'll get a second opinion.
Right.
And I elected, well, I'll just go to MD Anderson. They're the top cancer center in the world, so why not go to them and get a second opinion? Yeah, when they verified, yeah, prostate cancer is confined. I had one of the top surgeons supposed to have been in the world at MD Anderson doing this, and I elected to do what you got to do. It never dawned on me that something was going to go wrong with, after he told me what he could do. He said, I can do this and I can do that. I said, well, I believe you. And went on. Proceeded to follow through on what I felt was going to be the best outcome. But, other than that, it teaches me to not be afraid of doctors. This is one of the biggest things that I know. Friends, family, and stuff that you lose. A lot of times it comes from them being afraid to go to the doctor, and health issues arise, and they don't know it, and it gets out of hand, and next thing you know, they're gone. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
All right, thank y'all.